Hello everyone, welcome back to the KayTries channel. I'm excited to share with you my new series called KayTries a Survival Guide, which will outline tips and tricks for all gaming experience stages in order to survive efficiently on the Ark. So yes, we are covering Ark Survival Evolved in this series. It is hands down one of my favorite games of all time, and I'll get into why later in this video. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Ark or what it's about, stay tuned and we will get into the nitty-gritty. Before I start, if you do like this video, smash that like button and notification bell to know when I post to the series, and as always, subscribe to my channel. To start, Ark Survival Evolved is a game where you are stranded on an island and you have to learn how to survive in the new world using resources, technology, and dinos. You can defeat caves to gain artifacts, eventually fight bosses. There's a lot that goes on in Ark, so I'll try my best to simplify as much as I can in this series for those of you who are just starting out and even those of you who just need a little guidance. But today's video, we are going back to level 1 and touch base on why you should play Ark in 2020. Ark can be played on the Switch, PS4, Xbox, and even Android and iOS. I haven't played on any other system, so any information I give in this series will be my experience from playing on PlayStation. And if you don't have the game, this is why you should look into purchasing it in the near future. So here are 7 reasons why you should play Ark. Reason number 1, building and crafting. Building and crafting is key to surviving on the Ark. There are various tools that are efficient at gathering specific resources, and a lot of items can be crafted simply in your inventory. But there are some complex items that need to be crafted as well towards endgame, and those can be crafted in a smithy or a fabricator and require different fueling systems such as gasoline. You can advance your weapons to assault rifles, RPGs, and snipers. You can also use cluster grenades, so you don't have to stick to primitive armor and weapons in the primitive way of living. Building a base is good to store machinery for endgame, hold any extra resources and crops, protecting your dinos, and beds for a respawn point. If building is your thing, you can just simply enter creative mode and build to your heart's desire. Or you can make a simple home like me, but it's completely up to you. Your base is going to be your safety net if built properly, so you may need a wall to protect yourself and dinos from not just other dinos, but also other players, which leads me to reason number 2. Ark is multiplayer. Ark doesn't have to be just solo play. You can invite your friends on your map and play together, or even join a 24/7 server online and play both PvP and PvE. If you are just starting out, PvP may not be the best option for you. People can raid your bases, attack you, and hold you prisoner. But sometimes, you'll be a part of a great tribe, meet new friends, and learn from the best. If you don't like confrontation of PvP, there are also PvE servers that are a lot friendlier, so you can still see other people, but they usually won't bother you. If playing with people is not your forte, you can also just do solo play. Ark is not a game that will hold your hand. It is not complex once you understand the basics, but getting what you want is not easy. But there is a great aspect of the game, and that is the grind. If you truly want to play a rewarding game, this is definitely the game for you. So reason number 3 is the grind. Crafting a base could take hours on end, but the feeling of accomplishment and noticeable purposes is unimaginable. Many people enjoy grindy games because you always have something to do. Ark starts you off with just enough clothes to not embarrass yourself, but as you play more, you will advance your armor to cloth, chitin, ghillie, flak, and even tech. The grind will advance you at an even pace by providing levels to extra stats and engrams, and to choose what you want to learn to craft. As you advance, the more equipped you will be to tame certain dinos. Once you make your base, everything will come a little bit easier, which leads me to reason number 4. Everything has a purpose. Ark is not a wasteful game. There will never be a point where you have things in your inventory that you will never need. Every resource gathered can be put into something else. Let's say you kill a dino and you gather hide and meat. That hide can also be used to craft other items, and meat can be eaten once it's cooked. If your meat expires, you can use spoiled meat to create narcotics, which is required to tame almost any dino. So everything you come across in Ark will have a place there at some point. There are even some dinos that have very useful abilities which make them extremely beneficial to have on your side, which takes me to reason number 5, the dinos. There are so many different dinos in Ark, and a lot of them are historically accurate to the dinos who roamed on Earth before. Similar to resources, many dinos actually have impressive abilities that will help you survive on the Ark. The Parasaur, for example, can detect enemies nearby. The snow owl has a thermal view to track dinos or hidden things, like beehives. And the kangaroo can help raise your baby dinos and boost imprinting stats. You can also just have a simple companion to travel with you and help you fight. Many will do their best to protect you no matter what, and no matter how small they are, which is why they're so important to have. Leading to reason number 6, exploration. Ark has various maps that you can play on, and many of which contains various biomes such as the desert, snow, swamp biomes. Ark is really great at creating realistic and beautiful graphics. You can explore beautiful places like the sunken forest on Ark. But there are also other terrifying places like the Forbidden Zone. Ark is definitely a game that will keep you on your toes. You can explore with your dino and even your friends. Exploration isn't just on land, but also underwater. So you can enjoy the underwater life as well as the land. Sometimes you will find explorer notes, which are collectible items scattered around the Ark that feature narratives from actual survivors on the Ark and are intended to tell the story behind it. So if you enjoy exploring, figuring out why you are on the Ark, you might enjoy exploring really well. Unlike other games, the story is completely optional, which leads to my final reason number 7. Ark has a story. As I said before, the story is completely optional, but if you do intend to figure out the story, you can do so by exploring the map. A lot of questions will be answered after you defeat the bosses. Yes, Ark has bosses. You will see a cutscene that explains a little bit on what's happening, and if you want the story in chronological order, you have to beat the maps in order of release, meaning starting with the island, then to Scorched Earth, Aberration, and finally Extinction. You have to keep in mind that Scorched Earth, Aberration, and Extinction are definitely a little bit more difficult to survive. There are other maps such as Valguero, Ragnarok, and Ark's recent release in 2020, Crystal Isles, that you can play for fun, and they do not have a story. Overall, I really hope you enjoyed this video and my insight on why Ark is actually a great game. If you do end up playing Ark or played it prior, comment down below your experiences on Ark. This was the first episode of KayTries The Survival Guide, Ark Edition, and I hope to see you again in the next video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content.